Today on episode 262 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, team tier rankings, commissioner for a day, and the TCF top three of 2000's White Sox players. Let's roll.
Again, best of luck to you and your podcast, Typical Chicago Fans. And one final thought, Zach. Go Cubs! And peace.
Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Today is episode 262. Make sure to check us out on X at typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Give us a follow on all of those. Head on over to our YouTube page and subscribe there for all of our content in video form. Wherever you get your podcast, subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, whatever you can, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us there. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF down here on the screen. And of course, Zach right over here at Z Lilia TCF. Zach, you were just saying before we started recording, man, we've had like the perfect summer weather here the last couple days.
Yeah, I think it's what they say, the calm before the storm, because I think it's supposed to be brutal next week.
Not what I needed to hear.
No, but yeah, it's like probably mid-70s right now. Not much humidity these last few days, and just perfect. I would take this weather forever.
Yeah, on Fridays we keep my son home, and of course all morning I had the British Open on, so he wanted to go out and play golf. So we went out and just kind of putzed around in the yard for like an hour and a half. Didn't break a sweat. It was just could not describe more perfect weather.
Well, we were talking about how I got a new job, and I get home about around 3:00 at night, and this British Open has been perfect.
Yes, that's true. I never even thought of that.
Because they tee off from like 1 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yep.
Because I don't know if it's just the way it stays light, super late there.
They're 6 hours behind us.
Well, and I think it just stays light
that's
later.
True.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's been nice. I kind of wish it would be around forever.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Having that to turn on when you get home, and especially like golf is the perfect fall asleep sport, you know?
Oh yeah, especially because you'll randomly catch like a big superstar. That's what the cool thing about majors is. It's like, especially ones like this, it's like a bunch of guys who kind of made their way into it mixed in with like the top guys.
Yep. It's very similar to like the US Open, how you have the top amateurs and all that stuff.
And then Saturday, Sunday is when it kind of gets a little bit more competitive.
Yep. No, for sure. It's been on the TVs at this house the last couple days.
Because I think last week too was the Scottish Open, which was kind of like the same time.
Yep, that's true. We were out Sunday, and we had stopped and got lunch somewhere, so it was like noon, and the Scottish Open was finishing up. I'm like, it's crazy. What's going on that there's a golf event ending at noon? And then I realized it was the Scottish Open, so that made a lot more sense.
Yeah, they kind of time it up perfectly. I'm guessing they just do that with the schedule.
Exactly. Well, let's jump into things. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters. My sinker this week is my poor neighbors. So I was mowing the yard tonight. I had to get it in quick before it's supposed to rain this weekend, and I'm out there just belting out this song called, and I told them I invented Times New Roman by Dance Gavin Dance, as you would call a screamo band. And I'm just belting it at the top of my lungs. My lawnmower's running, and I'm pretty sure my neighbor heard me from my closest neighbors.
So you don't really have close neighbors at all.
Yeah, that's where I think I might have messed up. My headphones were too good at noise canceling. My closest neighbors are probably like, I don't know, 300 yards away from our driveway, and I'm pretty sure they pulled in, saw that I was mowing, and then left. Like they were like checking to see if everyone was okay. So if my neighbors are watching this, everything was okay. I was just a little wrapped up in a Dance Gavin Dance song.
Yeah, you're at a spot where if your neighbors can hear you, you have a problem. Especially mowing.
Big time. I wasn't 100% sure. It might have just been someone turning around, but it looks like the truck I've seen at their house. So, yeah, I got a little too carried away. So my poor neighbors had to hear me belting out a song that was released in like 2007 by Johnny Craig and Dance Gavin Dance. So
They had to
I
hear
feel bad for them.
They had to hear your voice too. Your singing voice is
Voice of an
not that
angel,
great.
excuse me.
I don't know about
How
that.
dare you?
My sinker is Yankee Stadium, and the Cubs
Yeah, that
just
place
played there.
stinks, dude.
That right field is just a shame.
Yes.
A shame, dude. I mean, you wonder why Aaron Judge has so many home runs. I mean, this thing. I think I've seen like high school fields that have a much farther right field fence.
I don't think I will let you take Aaron Judge down in this one because doesn't Judge hit right-handed?
Well, maybe you're right, but I was just
I
using him
don't
as an
disagree with you
example.
on that at all, though.
But it's just one of those things. It's like because the Cubs only play them in New York very rarely, once every 2 years, and it goes in your favor, but then the next inning it doesn't. It's like
Yes.
it kind of sucks. And also, you may not like this. I think throwing back baseballs from home, like if you're the away team hits a home run and you throw the ball back, not a fan of it because
Why?
you live all your life to catch a home run
You're
ball.
living your life to catch a home run ball?
Yeah, some people do.
No.
I mean, and then you're forced. Like, let's say it's some guy who wants to keep it, then you're forced to throw it back. I think that is crazy.
I would not hesitate to throw it
Well,
back
yeah,
if it came from the other team.
wouldn't, but some people would love to have that, and then you're like forced to throw it back because that's the rule.
I know your name's Zach, but you're sounding like Zach Hampel right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think that it's because sometimes you see how excited people are when they catch the home run ball, and then they start screaming at you to throw it back. I think that just kind of sucks.
I could not disagree with you more. Like, I think of catching a home run ball off of like Yadier Molina's bat. I'm rifling that thing
Well, yeah,
so
there's
hard.
certain spots where you would like to do it, but if let's say you catch a ball from Aaron Judge at Wrigley Field, you don't want to throw that back. You want to keep that.
I'm rifling it.
I don't like it.
Not hesitating. Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it like that though.
I don't have a problem with doing it for certain spots, but every single time that an away player hits a home run, you have to throw it back. I just don't like that.
I will agree with you on this. I think it should be more of a maybe less of an expectation, to pressure people into
Like
throwing.
they're
Like
playing the
me personally,
Cardinals or something, like stuff like that. But if the Cubs are playing the Twins at Wrigley Field and somebody hits a home run, why does he get to throw it back? You'd love to keep that.
yeah,
And also, it's a little bit dangerous for the outfielders.
yeah, you got to keep your head on a swivel just in
Yeah,
case.
you gotta know. Okay, there's a home run from the other team. Watch out for the ball coming back at me.
But you also never know. You may end up in a Henry Rowan Gardner situation and get signed to the Cubs to pitch.
Yeah, you break your arm and somehow you can throw 95.
I still have that dream. My floater this week is concerts. It has been, I think, since March since I went to a concert. But me and my wife went to Summer of Loud tour at Tinley Park on Sunday, and we're almost 35 now. So we're not sitting down in the mosh pits, but we were up. We were under the pavilion, but in seats, and sometimes you just forget how good a live concert can be. It was all the bands. There were 7 bands, which is a lot for one concert. Everyone was incredible. Sounded great, and didn't have to worry about granted, the weather was super nice, but the elements never came into play. Didn't sweat at all. So yeah, just being able to get out and go to a concert and take that all in, just something you forget is such a good time.
I know this is not a good sinkers and floaters for us. I do not like concerts.
That's a
I'm not
bad
a
take.
fan. I
That's a
know that's
bad
fine. I
take.
know it's very bad take. It's a hot take, as you'd say, but I just don't like going to concerts. I'm not like that
We're
big of
very different in that
a fan
aspect,
of
though, because
music.
since I've turned 18, I have probably seen over. Now, granted, a lot of these are because of Vans Warped Tour, but I've probably seen over 200 bands live. And it's just couldn't disagree with you more. But I will also add to the hot take pile here. I think rap concerts stink.
Well, yeah, I think any concerts really where you have to use like auto tune and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The concerts kind of are useless in a way.
I think even like I saw Lil Wayne probably 3 or 4 years ago now. I can't remember. It was 21 or 22. Um, Incredible, my favorite rapper of all time. But like, I guess I just like majority of concerts I go to are like rock and metal concerts. And they're just very, very, very different. And like so much of like I don't know. It's just the rap concerts I've been to just are not good.
A wild concert that I've been to, I went to see Taylor Swift over 10 years ago at Soldier Field. And
Big
one of
Swifty.
those concerts is like more of a show than it is a concert.
Yes. More of a spectacular, like a spectacle is the word I'm looking for.
My favorite concert of all time, though, is when I went to see 21 Pilots when there was probably 50 to 100 people there.
Was that
It
in
was in
Joliet?
it was in Joliet. There was probably like the same thing you went to. There was maybe like 6 or 7 other bands playing.
Yep. So I
Um,
mine is very similar to yours. I saw Machine Gun Kelly there um, after his first like EP came out. Me and my wife had seen him. There was maybe 100, 120 people there, and now he's freaking insanely
I
huge.
didn't realize
So
how big 21 Pilots has gotten.
oh yeah, it's insane. But yeah, concert on Sunday was incredible, and the problem was that Tinley Park is like an hour and a half from where we're at, and they have to be off stage at 10:45. So
I think you
uh,
will agree with this, though. Leaving a concert sucks.
99.9% of the time, I agree with you. I couldn't believe how easy it was, but I also think that on Sunday night, the band that closed, so they have like four what I would call like the biggest name bands in this concert. They keep rotating who's closing every night. So it's not the same band, 2 nights in a row. And a bunch of people had, you could tell it's a bunch of people my age, 35 and older. And a bunch of people left before the last band. So it was actually like the easiest it's ever been getting out of a
Because you
concert on
think
Sunday
about
night.
it, everyone's leaving at the same time at a concert, usually.
Well, and it also helps at Tinley Park that that venue has been putting on concerts for 30
Well,
years.
yeah.
They've got that down to a science.
Well, like, let's see, you go see, like, we saw Tyler Childress. Even though it was
Mhm.
a festival, everyone's going to wait to see him and then leave because you don't want to miss a song. So
Yeah.
then everyone is, and there's 50 to 60,000 people usually at
Yeah.
concerts like that.
Yeah. Or like any of the concerts at Wrigley or Soldier Field. Like
And
you
also,
think,
you got very lucky, but sometimes you always have to worry about the elements.
oh, 100%. That's why we didn't get lawn tickets, was because of that exact reason. I didn't
That's
want to
the
be cooking out in
only
the sun.
real downside of going to Tinley Park is like if you're in the grass and it's raining, that's just awful.
Oh yeah. Yes. That
Like
is
we
a
went to Tyler
nightmare.
Childress and it poured down rain.
It's the wettest I've ever been in my life.
It just wouldn't stop raining.
I felt like we were in a monsoon.
Yeah. My floater. Oh yeah, something else.
No, that concerts was my floater.
My floater is the swing off. I think that was so
Big time.
cool.
That
I
was
know. You don't really need it nowadays because with the guy that starts on second base, you usually don't go more than 11 or 12 innings at the most. But if every once in a while you have a swing off, I mean, that would be so cool.
I said the exact same thing to my dad. I was like, they need to have that for every single baseball game.
It was awesome. And then
That was
the
so
thing is, too,
cool.
people were like, well, why didn't Otani do it? And why didn't the other guys do it? Because they had left. They were gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how all-star breaks work? You get like, if you're in the all-star game, you probably get a day off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If that.
So I think Schwarber was there probably just because he was hanging out. And then Pete Alonso was there because he thought he was going to get MVP. But other than that,
Yeah.
most of the guys had left.
No,
But it's
I
so
completely
cool.
agree. Because like imagine in like a regular season Cubs Brewers game, and the Cubs get to pick. We're gonna have PCA, Seiya, and let's say Carson Kelly's hot that week. We're gonna use him, and then the Brewers get to decide. Oh, we're gonna put up William Contreras, Yelich, and pick your third. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like there's strategy that goes into that, and who's hot that week, who's elevating the ball, and all that good stuff. Like I think that's really now what you would get into is the inconsistency with the pitcher. Like you'd almost have to bring a pitching machine out there.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, they do it for home run derby. I mean, these guys who throw BP like before games, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah. No, I
I
don't
mean, a
disagree.
regular
But
pitcher is inconsistent if you think about it.
yeah. No, I'm a big fan. I thought that was the MLB, you know, I just talked about it on the TikTok episodes that I put out every day on the history. It came up the All-Star game in Milwaukee that ended in a tie. And that's
Oh,
still
that's
to
just
this day one of the
awful.
dumbest things I've ever seen. But this is the perfect way to make sure that never happens again.
And I don't know. Let's say if a game goes over 11 innings, you go to a swing
Yep.
off.
Yep. I don't hate that
It's
at
kind of like
all.
it's like hockey. You go to an overtime. If you get through the overtime, you go to a shoot off.
Yep.
I mean, I think that would just be awesome. I mean, and all it would take is take 2 seconds to take that thing out that the pitcher goes behind,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it. That's all you need.
Yep. Very simple. No, completely agree, man. That was very cool. I think the MLB got that one right.
And then
Um,
baseball is always looking for something to make it more exciting too. It's definitely a
and think of
sport
like
that is looking for something.
maybe you keep a guy on a roster, just maybe, thinking like a Dan Vogelbach, right? Maybe you keep him on a roster spot just in the case that you might need him to hit a couple bombs because that's about all he can do. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It kind of changes the way you look at your roster, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do for playoffs, but it's just like hockey. They don't go to a shoot off in playoffs, but
Yep.
I think it would just be something that would make the game more exciting to watch.
Completely agree. With that being said, good jump into their next segment. Let's jump into the TCF Sports Minute. We will get started on the Cubbies. One on Friday, the first day out of All-Star break, sitting at 58-39. They're a game and a half up on the Brewers, 6-4 in their last 10, and they ended Boston's 10-game winning streak coming out of the All-Star game. I we've beaten this dead horse how many times about needing to pick up pitching and possibly in a third base market, right? But like the Cubs are almost 20 games over 500. I think
Yeah,
we're neglecting to remember that.
and me and you have gone back and forth about it. They have the easiest schedule technically, or at least the
Yes.
bottom 2 or 3 schedule easiest of any team in Major League Baseball, which is just
No, I got
crazy.
it pulled up right here, and according to um, who put Fangraphs, they have the 30th most difficult schedule out of 30 teams. So,
You think about it, they
um,
played some very good teams. They played the Yankees, they played the Dodgers and Giants and Padres, and they played some very good teams to start off.
yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. I don't think the Cubs are going to win this division by 10 or 12 games. Like the Brewers are good,
Yeah,
and like that's just the way it is. Like we can't
even
you just got
the
to keep
Cardinals are still in it. They're close. I mean, they're what
their 7 out.
still. I mean, that's not crazy for
No.
baseball.
No, I agree. I think that to be completely honest, I think that Cincinnati being 7.5 out scares me more than St. Louis does.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun next few months of baseball. I think you'd always love to run away with the division, and that's always the goal. But baseball is so much fun when it's a race.
This is what I'm looking at it right here. The Cubs are tied for the most amount of wins in the National League at 58. That is the only team Them and the Dodgers have 58. The only other team in baseball that has more wins than either of those teams is the Tigers, who have 59. So we're still talking about a team that is tied for the second most wins in baseball, and we're talking about them like the world's falling apart. They're 20 games over 500.
Well, and it's also it goes to the new schedule. You don't play
Yeah.
division teams as much, so there's more opportunity for multiple teams to be very good.
Yes, I think we need to keep that in perspective. I do think that yes, we're not going to beat this horse again. Yes, they need to add some pitching, starting, bullpen, doesn't really matter. I don't care. Go get some pitching. If you get a good deal on a third baseman, Eugenio Suarez, that'll be about the only one I would be crazy about going to get. I like Eugenio Suarez a lot, but it also could just be because he is a Cubs
Yeah,
killer.
yeah, he'd be
That
like
guy,
Daniel Murphy.
yeah, that guy just tees off on the Cubs. But yes, go make some additions, but at the same time, like just keep plugging away. In my opinion, right now, I think the Cubs are the second or third best team in baseball.
Well, and any team that makes the World Series has an addition of either a guy who plays offense or defense
Yep.
or pitching,
Yep.
and that's how it works every year.
We talked a lot of smack about the National League Central, and it's turning out to be one of the better divisions in
Well,
baseball.
it seems like the Brewers, like I said this before, they're always good, and
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
I know. They do an exceptional job at developing talent.
I am rewatching the Cubs game as we speak. It's on marquee right now. Lucas Giolito having a great start to the season, and the Cubs took it to him.
Yeah, I know. He's on my fantasy team. Even just looking at the standings right now, Cincinnati, who we talked about, is in fourth place, 7.5 games out, still have 51 wins.
It's baseball. I mean, you have one bad week, and you could be screwed. I mean, especially with the next few months, because once the All-Star break is over with, you don't have really a ton of games as much as you would think. The
It's
season
insane.
ends pretty quickly in baseball.
It goes fast.
But one more thing with the Cubs, there's very cool video that came out with Pete Crow Armstrong. They were
Yeah,
asking him about how he kind of wants kids to look up to him, and he was kind of explaining how you need to be yourself, and that it just seems like he's just so cool, calm, and collected.
he gets it.
He gets it, yeah. And there's
Yeah.
not a lot of baseball players like that.
I think so too. I think a lot of them, if pressed, would be, but like he's,
Yeah,
the
he's just
first.
casually like that. It's you don't
Yeah,
have
it
to.
doesn't seem forced.
He doesn't have to be in the right situation for him to have a good interview. He could be
Yep,
playing center field in the All-Star game and still have a very cool interview.
exactly. No, big fan. Kid did well in the All-Star game,
Also, I
represented the
think the
Cubs well.
pitching interview was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
They did that a couple years ago back in LA. I remember
Clayton
that
Kershaw
Nestor
is
Cortez.
pitching in a game and he's doing an interview.
I know, I
That is
love
just
it.
wild.
I love it.
I think it's cool for an All-Star game, but you think about it, like that's just crazy.
It is wild. I remember Nestor Cortez in the All-Star game in LA. He was talking. Remember, he was famous for like doing the different motions when he would get into his pitch, and he'd like pick his leg up and put it down, and he was like talking through the whole thing. It's cool to see how their brains operate when they're
I think
going
the
through
best
all
part
that.
of it all was Kyle Tucker made a catch while they were interviewing the pitcher. A very good
That's
catch.
true. That is true. On the south side of town, the White Sox 33 and 65, 26 games back, 4 and 6 in their last 10. I know we again we keep talking about the same thing, but they're playing better. They're more fun to watch this year than they have been in a very long time.
And I
And they
don't
pick up a
mean
10-1
to
win over the Pirates today.
be that guy, but they have like the fourth hardest schedule left.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they do.
crazy. Them and the Rockies have like a top 5 hardest schedule.
They have the third hardest schedule in baseball, and the Marlins have the fourth, and the Rockies have the fifth.
Well, I think they have to play the Tigers quite a bit
Yeah.
too, which doesn't help.
Yeah, that does not sound fun, but going to be a lot to look at, with the trading deadline coming up, and uh, just keep playing better baseball. Like it's just a more fun version of the White Sox. And I know that we sit here and say that while they're 33 and 65, but it, it's just different. It feels like they actually like being out there and they're working
And
to
it
get
feels like
better.
the rebuild is finally going in the right direction.
That's a perfect way to put
Because
it.
unfortunately, when you go through a rebuild like the White Sox are going through, you have to break it all the way down to start back up.
Yep.
Because
And
I think
unfortunately,
at
though,
the
for the
deadline, you're going to see Luis Robert be traded, and I think that's pretty much the final piece of the rebuild
yeah,
to let it go forward.
I agree. I agree. And White Sox fans don't get mad because you're not going to get anything back for him.
But that's just what happens. I mean, you have to start all the way over, and
Yep.
if you keep him around, he's not going to be around when they're good.
Exactly. Um, and also, unfortunately for White Sox fans, I think that Colorado might not break
Yeah,
their losing season.
but we did say they do have a very tough schedule to end the season.
That is true. Speaking of other disappointing things, the Chicago Sky are coming in at 7-15 at the All-Star break. Only All-Star is Angel Reese. All-Star game is this Saturday, but I think Cardozo's back after the All-Star break, so maybe they can get a little something going, but it's just been kind of a mess this season.
Yeah, but like we always say, it's a good time to go to a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wintrust, right?
Yep, Wintrust.
We've been there multiple times, and it's a good place to watch a basketball game.
For sure. Angel Reese, I know that she gets dogged on a lot on the internet. She's been playing much better here the last
I
probably
think she's
2 or 3 weeks.
averaging like 17 rebounds a game.
Yeah, yeah. Also in basketball, the Bulls have finished up a summer league. I believe they were in a consolation game today. They did win that game. I don't know how the summer league works, but finished 3-2 as of recording this Friday night. I don't. I don't know if we talked about this last week, so you'll have to remind me, Zach. The minutes like restrictions in summer league are ridiculous. Just so
Yeah,
we're clear, Noah Essengay
shut
sitting on
down.
the bench is ridiculous.
Cooper Flag getting shut down after 2 games in summer league is just insane to me.
So lame.
Because what, basketball starts in what, 3 months, 4 months or something?
October, so yeah, 3-ish months, a
It's
little more than
basketball.
3.
You're gonna let them have time off to go play pickup games or something. I don't
Yeah.
understand what the point of that is.
Well, I turned on the Bulls game. I think it was yesterday, and Noah Essengay, who's what is he, 19 years old, the first round pick of the Bulls, is not playing. He's sitting on the bench. And this was after he got absolutely posterized in the game a couple days ago. But, like, why is this kid not playing? What are we doing here?
I also think summer league isn't long enough. How are you
Yeah,
supposed to become like a good team if you play 5 games?
I agree. I agree. I don't
Let
know
it be like a
what
2 week thing. Most of these guys aren't going to play in the NBA. Let them have some fun.
exactly. Couldn't agree more, man. But
But
three and
it's
two.
just
Who
not
was
looking forward to
the
this bowl season.
been a big fan of the Yuki Kawamura kid that kind of took the world by storm when he was in Memphis. He's been playing pretty well this summer.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that you would like to see more of, but you only get 5 games.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of
But I guess if
stupid,
you
but
have 5 games and you're having a minute restriction on like Montes, what's the point of playing more games? I guess.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But something that's not stupid, Zach, and that's the coffee from our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. The best coffee around that you are going to find. I promise you that. It's in the Cubs clubhouse. They work with our guy, Ian Happ, 3-time Gold Glove winner. Hello, ever heard of him? So you know it's good quality stuff. Check out their website, connectroasters.com. Give them a follow on X at Connect Roasters. But most importantly, get yourself over to Bourbonnais and try them at their storefront. Shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters. We got a new segment this week, Zach, and we're calling this one Team Tiers. It's a tier ranking system. If you haven't been on the internet in the last like 5 years and don't know the tier ranking system, Google it. It's pretty simple. But we have six tiers. So superior, and then it goes into a grading system. So A, B, C, D, F. And we are going to go through all of the National League logos and put them into a tier. We will do American League next week. We're going to start using the tier system just a little bit more. So do you want to start in the East, West, or Central?
I actually have it pulled up on my computer of the tier rankings just so I can have a good thought of it.
Perfect. Do you want to start in the East?
Yeah.
All right. We'll just go down the standing. So the Philadelphia Phillies, where are you putting them on the tier rank?
I want to go with an A. I think they have a pretty cool logo.
It's a cursive P.
I know, but it's like a cool color too. I like the color.
I think that's a C. It's they got to do some updating or something, or add a second color in.
I like
New York
it.
Mets.
I'm gonna go with an S. I think that's a very, very cool logo. Especially like when you go to the games, when the apple pops up with the logo on it. I think that's very cool.
I'm not gonna go S, but I will go like A plus. It's sitting right there on the line.
Just give it an S.
No, it's an A plus. I can't go S. It's not. S has to be reserved for a select few. Miami Marlins.
I am gonna go with a C. I'm not a fan.
I'll go B here. I like this one. I think it's just because the Marlins stink, and I feel like it's not as good as the original, Marlin jumping over the F
I don't
from
like
the
ones
90s.
like that, or the Rays who have changed it up. We'll go into the American League next week, but I don't like ones who have taken a good logo and changed it.
I'm with you here. Here's one that hasn't changed a whole lot. The Braves.
I think that's an S tier. I think that's very cool.
I think the biggest redeeming quality here is when they have the Braves written through the middle, on the line that cuts the A. This is an A1 to me too.
I think the colorway also helps. Like a red and
it
white
also
is
helps
just
that they've
awesome.
been good forever. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and they were always on TBS.
TNT. Yeah, TBS. That's what it was. The Washington Nationals. I know you have a soft spot in your heart for the Nationals.
I love the Nationals. Not a fan of their logo.
Walgreens.
I'm gonna go C.
Oh, see, I'm gonna go D here. This one is bad, just because they had the opportunity to do something completely different, and they just tried to be Walgreens.
Well, especially I've been to DC a lot. I went back when it was RFK Stadium. That place sucked.
Me too. That place was awful.
Oh, we sat in the upper deck. You were looking straight down at a baseball
and it
game.
Swayed.
Oh yeah,
that was bad. I think they're building a new stadium on top of that.
Well, yeah, but when they went to the other new stadium, they had such an opportunity to, like you said, make a change, do whatever you wanted to do. You could do whatever you want. You could change the name of the team. You could change the whole thing, and they just stayed the same.
Yep, couldn't agree more. We'll keep going down. The Cubs. That's an S.
I think we have a soft spot for it. I'll say S too, but it's very basic.
It is, but it's like it was also one of the first, teams to do that.
Yeah, but so if you're giving out A pluses, I think, and you give this an S, it's a little bit of a home cooking.
I won't disagree, but I will also go with my next one, the Milwaukee Brewers. That's an S tier.
Oh no, I don't like it. I think it's a D.
That's a terrible take. That it looks like a baseball glove, and it says M and a B on it.
Yeah, I think, but you're pretty much just taking what other teams have.
No, they're the first team to ever do that.
Well, maybe it's another home cooking if I hate them.
Oh, that's such a bad take.
Also, I think teams that changed the name of their stadium, I know Guaranteed Rate, they had a great name for their stadium too. Yes. I know it has nothing to do with the logo, but they had a great name for their stadium, and then they just changed it.
Sold out. St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm gonna have to go A. That it's a very cool logo with the cardinal.
No, it's just the interlocking STL.
Oh well, then no. I thought it was like the cardinal bird.
I guess that is technically one of that one's great. That one is
I like.
That one's an A. The like basic logo. I'm going off of like the team logo on
I'll go with
the
a C then
standings.
for that.
Yeah, that's
Still
kind of
cool looking,
I
but
don't disagree. The Cincinnati Reds.
I think it's an A. I mean, it's old school.
Yeah, I love red and black as a color combination, so
Yeah,
I'll
it's
go
just
B here.
awesome.
It
Red
is
and
a little
black and white.
basic.
It's just perfect.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Dude, that's S. I mean, that's also an awesome colorway.
That is, yeah, I'm completely with you there. It's an A for me. It's
Maybe some of these I'm not thinking of the basic logos. I'm thinking of other logos that go with it. But I just think anything you do with um that colorway, like the Steelers are so basic of their logo, but it's still cool.
yeah, and like the history that goes with it too comes into play, I think.
Yeah, Pittsburgh
Uh,
is just first of all, Pittsburgh awesome.
yeah, I the stadium. Yeah, I do
Oh,
like Pittsburgh.
PNC. I went there that's a long time ago when it was pretty much brand new.
Mhm.
And that place is so cool.
Big fan. That's in my top 10. We'll move to the West. The
Well, yeah,
Dodgers.
sorry, Boomy. Not everyone's been to every stadium, so.
It's okay. No problem. Dodgers. What do you got?
Oh, that's a D. I
Yeah,
think that's
thank you.
basic.
This is my hot take. That's an F. That is so boring.
Oh yeah, I guess F. I guess F is the worst, but
That's my first F.
it's just
You're Los Angeles. You have the
I
opportunity
think
to do
everything
something
about the
so cool.
Dodgers, other than the team, suck.
Yeah.
The
Chavez
stadium
Ravine.
sucks.
Yeah.
How do you to get to the stadium sucks. The fan base, not great.
Dodger dogs
Yeah,
stink.
I just think like you said, everything but the team. It's a team that shouldn't be that good.
And yet they're the best team in the National League. The Padres.
No, no, the Cubs. But go on.
They have one more win than the Cubs. That's all
I
I'm going
know.
off of. Padres.
I think that's S. I
The
think it's
the
and I think it's the colorway
interlocking.
too.
Yeah, they so here's the thing with the at first I hated the brown and yellow because I thought that the navy and orange, like the interlocking SD is what I'm thinking of. Like the orange and the navy blue were great, but this has grown on me a lot. I'll put this in like A tier. I like this one a lot.
Well,
That's
my
a it
nephews and my sister and brother-in-law just went to the Padres game, and my
mhm.
nephew got a jersey, and the brown is so cool.
Yeah, it's super
With the
unique
yellow,
too.
like I think it's like it would be yellowish gold, however
Yeah,
you want to say it. I think that's just a very cool jersey.
super unique too. Um, moving down the list, the Giants, San Francisco.
What are we saying? It's just the SF.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. Is there like a B? Yeah, I'm gonna go
yeah,
B.
yeah.
It's very in the middle.
I'm actually gonna go with B as well because it's another good color combination. Black and orange,
They
same
don't
thing,
use
but
because they have the giant baseball glove.
yeah,
They should use that more with the SF in the middle.
you might be getting a phone call from the
You
San
know what I mean?
Francisco
That
Giants
that would
marketing
make
team.
it an A tier.
I completely agree. The Diamondbacks,
Are we talking with
the
with
A,
Diamondback in it?
just yeah,
Like
the
with the
A with the.
rattlesnake?
I was just
Is
thinking
that a
about the A.
rattlesnake?
Yeah, that's what a Diamondback is, a snake.
If
I
that's in
think
it, I think it's an A.
I'm completely with. I'm in A tier on the Diamondback. I love their new color system. It is perfectly
But
Arizona.
also one that used to be pretty cool too, the purple.
They haven't missed, man. I'll tell you what, the teal and the burnt red, though, that's a good look.
Luis Gonzalez,
Yeah,
jersey, Diamondbacks. That is
big time.
sweet.
Oh, you're Miss Randy Johnson.
Well, I'm just saying.
That era.
Oh yeah,
I'm with
Randy
you.
Johnson.
I'm with you. I like that team a lot. And then our last one, the Colorado Rockies, the CR.
I think it's. I'm gonna go middle. I'm gonna give it a B.
I'm gonna go C. I think there's a lot cooler things they could do with their logo,
Oh yeah,
but
you could do like the mountains in the back and stuff like that. I think some of these logos need to be revamped.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I say that right after I just said that I don't like how teams change theirs. But
But there's
if you're
a
gonna
right
change it,
way.
do something crazy.
I'm with you. Be unique, like the Padres and the Diamondbacks did. I think they're two really good examples of
Like the Cubs, they
revamping
got
things.
so lucky with how like they have a very short name. It's just Cubs,
Yes.
and you just had the C and the UBS.
Yep.
Like that's just you get lucky with some names, but
Exactly.
I don't know. Like some of these, like the Diamondbacks, they should put the rattlesnake in all of them.
I agree. Completely agreed. Let us know what your guys' rankings are. We'll be back with American League next week. And for our next segment, we are going to get to be commissioner for a day. It doesn't matter the sport. I use this as an example, and I think we talked about this earlier. Making the home run derby challenge at the end of extra innings a thing, something along those lines. What would you do? Any
Yeah, that would
sport,
be one of mine, but we already talked about it.
what would you? Here's mine, and I will give credit to my dad on this one. Hockey. Instead of just going to a shootout after one overtime, you'd take the 20-minute overtime and you divide it into parts, and you start off 5-on-5. And then after the first part, you have to go 4-on-4. Then you go 3-on-3. Then you go 2-on-2. Then it's 1-on-1 with the goalie. If no one scores, then you go to a shootout.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that would be a lot of fun. And then still, if you get down to 1-on-1 and no one scores, it's just the two players out there with the goalie, then you're good to go. And no one scores, then you go to a shootout. I also, do you have any in mind? Because I'm going to rattle off a couple here.
I have one more, and it could be for multiple sports, but I'll just go for baseball. I think you should be able to sub players in and out. You like, let's say you take a right fielder out, they shouldn't be out for the whole game. Like you should be able to,
Oh,
put like say Kyle Tucker comes out 2 innings later, they should be able to put Kyle Tucker back in the game.
like Little League rules.
Yeah, like soccer. You take a guy out of a soccer game in like the World Cup, he's done
He's
for.
done.
He
Yep.
shouldn't be. You should be able to go in and out of the game.
I like this a lot. To add to that, maybe I also wouldn't hate if basketball players could just sub in whenever, like
Well, yeah,
hockey.
that would be insane.
That'd be wild. No, my
But
other
what I'm
one, my
saying
real
is like, yeah, let's say like they take the catcher out for a few innings. He can go back in. I don't like how when they sub out a player in baseball, he's just done for that day.
some crazy manager is going to take a guy out of pitching and then realize the game's over and then put that pitcher back in like 4 innings later
I
just
think
to,
pitching would have to be the exception
yeah.
because first of all, you wouldn't want to put a pitcher in 2 innings later. I think that would just screw up everything.
Yeah.
That's
That
just
would,
not how that would work. But I think,
my,
like, say you take out a second baseman and you take him out for a few innings and then you put him back in. I don't understand why you take out a player and he's out for the whole game.
I've always thought that about pinch hitters back when there was the D8, like maybe you get one free pinch hitter so that guy doesn't come out of the game.
Or even if you go to, like, let's say a guy gets a pinch runner, he can come back in.
I like where you're going with this.
I just don't understand why they made the rule of, okay, he's taken out of the game, he's done for.
My big one for basketball, it's gonna be right from the big three. Put a 4-point line in. And any
Mine,
half court shot from the other side of half court is 5 points.
mine is, and it would get nuts. I don't think people should fall out.
Yeah.
I just think that you're taking some of the best players out of the game, and I guess you couldn't get to the point where they'd just be fouling like crazy.
Dennis Rodman would have
But
37 fouls a game.
you would keep the rules of when you get to a certain amount of fouls, you get free throws. That would
Yeah.
keep you from going crazy with the fouls.
Yeah.
But I think LeBron James gets 6 fouls and he's out of the game. I don't like that. Or any of the, like, Kevin Durant, they get fouled out of the game. I just don't like that.
I'm completely with you. And to add to basketball, college basketball, enough of the 2-half stuff, go to quarters like every other
Oh yeah.
governing organization. And also, they've got to do something about the challenges because the
Yeah, they
end
just
of
take too
NBA
long.
games are brutal.
Oh, well, even I went to the Lakers Bulls game, and the first quarter took forever because there was like 3 different challenges.
Yeah. They've got to have baseball's done a pretty good job of it in having like the centralized thing in New York, but like they've
'Cause
got to
it shouldn't be the
something like
refs at the game making the decision. It should be someone else.
yes.
There shouldn't be the refs going over, looking at the screen, and changing the ruling that way.
Yep. And also, I know we already left, but to go back to baseball, them doing the automatic strike zone in the All-Star game just shows it's way more than that's perfect. Just the helmet tap, you look at it, it takes 5 seconds.
But also, it shows you that some of these umpires get screwed over in these baseball games because they always had the same strike zone. And when the All-Star game, they used height, and it actually was the real strike zone. So you see sometimes when you think, oh, this is a strike, that it's actually not a strike for the person that's taller or something.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah,
Anything for football?
I think the same thing with like challenges. You don't need to go look at the monitor. There should be somebody. There should be somebody in, like, say, New York that they say it into your ear and boom, you move on.
It's done. Mine for football, any pass that is thrown over 50 yards counts as an extra point if it's a touchdown. And I don't even care. I don't even care if it's a 1 yard dump off. If you give up a 50+ yard touchdown, you deserve to have an extra point taken, given to
I
the
also
other team.
think they should go back to the old school onside rules.
Yeah.
I think that the changing of the onside kick, that you have to say you're doing it.
They got rid of that.
everything.
They got rid of that. You don't have to declare it anymore.
Oh, well then look at I changed it.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
But also I think there should be more like we say lateral throws.
Yeah.
They should be like I don't know. I think you should be able to throw the ball after like 5 yards down the field and not right at that line. I guess it would get a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it would make it more fun, and maybe anything that scores more points.
Also, like, to add to like the reviews and challenges stuff, do you remember in the old Madden games where you had mulligans?
Yeah.
Give each team 2 mulligans a game. That'd be hilarious.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, like Nick Sirianni burned his first 2 mulligans, and then he
throw an interception,
and
you go, no, we're running it back.
Exactly. That would be insane. They at least need to put that back into Madden.
What sport didn't we change? We did hockey, baseball.
Golf should only be 14 holes.
Okay. I think it happened it'll be today. Shane Lowry. He had he did something, and then they looked back at it, and then like an hour later they assessed him a 2-stroke penalty. I think that's bull. I think in golf, once you hit that ball, it's done. You can't go back and change somebody like a rule when you go back and look at a video like an hour later.
The problem is in golf there's so many people, and there's so like you really can't police the guys you're playing with in the PGA because you're worried about your own ball.
That's fine. Then that's their own problem. I don't think they should be able to look back hour or two later. Once that ball is hit, boom, it's done.
Yeah, but there's scumbags out there that are going to go take advantage.
Well,
I already hit it. Sorry.
Or something like that. Then yeah. But I mean, I think he barely like touched the golf ball or something.
Yeah.
I think some of these rules are just crazy.
Here's mine for golf. I don't care what the rule is. I ground my club in a sand trap every time I hit the ball.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're better at it than me.
Well, and they practiced rounds like 2 or 3 days before, so it's not their first time.
Yeah.
And they're also playing in bunkers that are like perfect.
Yeah, that's true. I also, if the bunker even looks remotely bad, I'm not playing it out of the bunker.
And then also, what was it a few weeks ago? I think it may have been Shane Lowry too. He hit it into a divot in the middle of a fairway, and they wouldn't let him move it. That is just insane.
That is crazy. Let us know what you guys would change, where we're right, where we're wrong. If you agree with us, you don't agree with us, let us know. We're going to wrap things up. As always, we've got the TCF top 3, and last week we did our favorite 2000's Cubs players. This week we are going to do our favorite 2000's White Sox players. So, Zach, do you want the honors to go first, or do you want me to?
I'm going to go first, and let's say he won the World Series for the White Sox. Jermaine Dye,
Oh, good pick.
really, just really good. I mean, I would say this is our favorite White Sox. I wouldn't say like we didn't. It wasn't the best Cubs players.
Yeah,
It was
just
like
our
guys
favorites.
who had memories.
Yep. I don't know if this will count because it was like I want to say maybe right after the 2000s, but Manny Ramirez being on the White Sox, I love Manny Ramirez. So
Yeah, I think his attitude towards baseball was just something that then wasn't really loved. Like he kind of
yeah,
just had a casual. I mean, he was all over the place.
he was. He was a wild man. And this is my picks are going to come from a Cubs fan who just liked guys that happened to end up being on the White Sox. And with that being said, Ken Griffey Jr. I
Yeah, I
loved
was
when
gonna
Ken
say
Griffey
that.
went
That's
to
a
the
good one.
Sox, dude.
That's one of those ones you forget.
Yeah, that was I thought for sure that White Sox team was going to be so good when Ken Griffey there, not realizing how washed he probably was.
Well, yeah, I mean that just happens though in baseball. We had Nomar Garcia Parra on the Cubs.
Yeah,
This is a sad pick, but I mean he was just a regular guy playing baseball. That's Bobby Jenks. I
yeah.
mean he was first of all he was throwing gas before it was even like people throw
Zach,
105
definition of
miles.
the word hoss. He was a
Oh yeah,
hoss.
yeah, and he was just a normal guy playing baseball.
Yep, that's a good pick. I always liked
But I
Bobby
mean
J. I
nowadays
hated to see him coming in the game because it was over.
people throw 105 on the regular basis nowadays.
Yep.
But he was throwing gas, and I mean he closed out that World Series.
Yes, I'm a big fan of that pick. What's your third rounder?
Trying to think of like I don't want to go like a basic pick because
I know it's kind of what I'm doing. Just names I like that were on the way, and more for me is like guys who I thought were going to like completely turn the White Sox around. Manny Ramirez, I thought, oh, they got Manny. Granted, I was probably like 17 when this happened. My dumb brain was like, how is this not going to
Juan
work?
Pierre,
Oh, I
he
love
was
that
just so
pick.
fun to watch play baseball.
I like that pick a lot. I could watch Juan Pierre highlights all
I'd say
day.
he's like the Cubs Starlin Castro.
Well, he played for the Cubs.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like what Starlin Castro was to the Cubs, I think Juan Pierre kind of was to the White Sox.
In what sense?
Just like they right around the time where I mean he was just I guess that maybe doesn't make any sense.
Were you saying? I thought you were saying like he came up with them, and I was like, oh,
No,
he's
no,
like
no,
they
no.
got.
I mean like the same impact that like
Yeah,
Starlin Castro kind of had, Juan
kind of
Pierre had.
like a spark plug kind of guy.
Yeah, stealing bases when it
Yeah,
was wasn't
I
a
get what you're
thing and
saying
stuff
there.
like that.
I don't hate that pick at all.
Nowadays,
I'm a
everyone steals bases. It's crazy.
it is crazy. I'm gonna go with my favorite White Sox pitcher from that era, and that was Orlando. Was it Orlando Hudson, El Duque?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was his name.
that was one of the greatest nicknames in baseball. Orlando Hernandez.
I think Sweaty Freddie Garcia was also. He was one of. He was one of the. I mean, that guy. I couldn't believe how much he sweat. He was like Shaquille O'Neal before a basketball game.
I'm trying to pull this up. It was Orlando Hernandez. I don't know where I got Orlando Hudson. I don't know who that is.
Who's
El
some other
Duque.
ones?
And I think I just liked him because it's such a great nickname.
I'd say the most random one is Ken Griffey. You said it. I mean, for him to play on the
Kevin
White Sox was
Youkilis. That was
yeah.
remember Kevin
AJ
Youkilis played for the White
Brzezinski,
Sox? Yeah.
Scott Pusednik,
There's a Scott Podsednik jersey on my wall right over there.
Chris Sale.
Yeah, I like that one.
But it's crazy to think like we said 2000s. We're in 2025.
I know that is
That's
we're
just
getting old,
nuts.
dude. We are getting old. There's so many guys on that. Do you remember
I already
Tadahito
know
Iguchi? Remember
Pat
wasn't he
Beals
the
is going
second
to
baseman?
Pat Beals is going to send us a list.
Yep. I expect one. Was Ted Iguchi the second baseman for that '05 team?
I think so. Oh, Mark Burley, but that's
Mark
kind of more of
Burley.
a basic
I
pick.
I always loved Mark Burley because you were in for a 2.5 hour game.
Oh, he would have loved the pitch clock. Him and Carlos
Yes.
Zambrano.
Yeah. Uh, I'm trying to. There's so many names from that '05 team. And like you said, a lot of them are like kind of.
I don't think
I don't
Jermaine
know.
Dye gets enough credit.
Maglio Ordonez,
Oh,
Carlos Lee.
Maglio
Some
Ordonez had an
dogs.
awesome name for like Chance.
What'd you say?
He had like an awesome name for Chance. Like baseball is all about like a cool chant.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's
Maglio. Oh yeah.
yeah, I was a big Maglio Ordonez fan. There's
Especially
so
because he
many.
played for the rival.
Juan Pierre.
He
Or
played
no,
for
I'm sorry.
Detroit.
I'm sorry. Juan Uribe. I
I
always
said
liked
Juan
Juan Uribe.
Uribe. Oh no, I said Juan Pierre.
Yeah. Let us know who you
Um,
guys got on your list. I don't know how much deeper I can go here. I'm not very deep in the pitching category, but um, any other ones, Zach?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's tough because
Well,
it's not like a team that, like with the Cubs, we've watched them for so long.
yeah.
Random players.
Yeah. And there's so many guys on some of those bad Sox teams that I couldn't tell you.
What do you think about it? Like Eloy Jimenez. He was supposed to be like one of the greatest players.
Oh, here's my last one in that same vein. Alexi Ramirez.
Yeah. Or
Remember him?
uh who was the just recently was the third baseman?
Yohan Moncada?
No.
Todd Frazier.
No, he just played on the team. I can't remember what his name. Name off some players from like the last year or so.
Tim Anderson. Uh Jose Abreu. Third base?
Yeah, let me look this up. You keep going and I'll
I
figure this out.
There's just so many like you got to remember the Cubs and the Sox had some really bad years in the early 2010s. And there's just
It's very recently.
so many forgettable names on those teams, but um there's also like who is the guy was it LaRoche's kid that was the problem?
Yohan Moncada.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said who is the guy who played third base recently? I said Yohan Moncada.
Lurie Garcia,
That's another
2020
name.
team. Jose Abreu. Did we
Yo,
say Jose Abreu?
I did, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at I just pulled up the 2020 lineup. That is crazy. Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
Gio Gonzalez.
I forgot about Gio Gonzalez, the crafty
Garrett Crochet
lefty.
was on the 2020 team.
Yeah, he had got called up during that
Dylan
season, I
Cease.
think. Yep.
Aaron
That team was
Bummer.
that team should have been so much better.
Danny Mendick.
Yeah.
Nicky Madrigal.
Oh yeah. Cubs legend.
Um,
First round pick.
Nicky Delmonico.
Nicky Delmonico.
I mean, these were guys who were supposed to be Edwin Encarnacion.
Oh, he played for like 14 teams.
Yeah.
I use no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Edwin Jackson. I use Edwin
Yasmani
Jackson.
Grandal.
Yep.
Yerman
Well,
Mercedes.
Zach, we
Remember
could sit here
that?
and literally do this till the sun comes up, buddy.
I'm just looking at the 2020 team. Wasn't Mercedes the guy who La Russa got mad because he swung at an 0-3 ball or
I
something?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Or
there's another one. Tony La
no, I
Russa.
was Yerman Mercedes was the one who hit the home run off of the position player in Minnesota.
Yeah, but wasn't oh okay. I thought he
He
hit a home run
he
like an 0-3 count.
well 03 is not a count. 3-0.
3-0, whatever. You know what I mean. Sorry.
Yes, it was off of a position player. They're up like 14-1 and
And Tony La
Yerman
Russa couldn't
Mercedes.
believe it.
Yeah, he just unloaded on this poor guy in
Which
the
happens a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
the Cubs did it at the beginning of the season. Well, I think it was one of the games against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because Kike was pitching.
But then we should have done coaches.
Oh God.
Like the Cubs. Who am I thinking of?
Dale Swaim.
No, the old guy. He got thrown out a lot of games.
Renteria.
No,
Ricky
for the Cubs.
Renteria. Oh, Tony Lou Piniella.
Lou Piniella.
But
yeah, Tony La Russa as the White Sox coach is just one of the most crazy things.
Well, what's crazy is he was the manager of the White Sox like 35 years ago, back in the 80s.
Yeah, and
then brought him back in his 70s to coach.
Yeah. When some coaches should go retire, he went to the White Sox.
Exactly.
Typical. I would like to know how many coaches the White Sox have had in the last 25 years.
Not that many. Because Ozzie was there forever, and then Robin Ventura was around for like 7 years.
Yeah. Last few years, I guess, has just been, it seems like they get a new coach every year.
Yeah. I think they're okay. I like Venables, so I think they're in a good spot with him.
Yeah. And the Cubs, they're really in the same, they've had a lot of coaches.
Yeah, I mean, they went from
they had Joe Madden for a while.
Yeah. And then they had David Ross and
David Ross.
Yeah. But remember, before Joe Madden was Ricky Renteria, and then I think Dale Swain was the manager at one point.
Did Joe Girardi ever coach the Cubs?
The what?
Did Joe Girardi ever coach the Cubs?
No, he played for the Cubs.
But he coached the Phillies, right?
Coached for the Yankees.
Oh, I thought he coached the Phillies too.
Joe Girardi? He might have. I can never remember.
Well, if you're not a coach anymore, now you just do marquee.
Exactly. Still make a buttload of money.
You forget, Ryan Sandberg was the coach for the Peoria Chiefs.
Yep. Yes, he was. There was talk he was going to be the next manager of the Cubs. So,
did he coach the Phillies?
I think he did. I don't know if he was ever the major league manager, but he was in their system.
That's a team that has a lot of coaches too, the Phillies.
Big time. Big time. That's going to do it for us, guys.
We got a little bit of a side tangent there.
we got deep in this. We could do this for 5 hours on a podcast. Just name guys. 262, as always, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking in. Shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure you check us out on X at @typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Give us a follow there.
Also, if you have the Odyssey app now.
Oh, yes. We are on the Odyssey app.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know that's like what 670 like streams on and stuff like that. If you go to their podcast, if for some reason you use that app, you can also listen to us on there.
Yes, so check out Odyssey. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. So download, subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, whatever you can, wherever you get your podcasts, all the content on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there. Follow me on X down here at BoomyTCF, Zach at ZAlilia TCF. We will be back at some point next week. But as always, guys, thank you for joining us. That was episode 262 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.